Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post another quick video here. Just the next recent finds video. Some more really cool stuff coming into the collection. Um, and a little bit of everything. You know, some Japanese pressings, some MOFI pressings, one or two new bands I've discovered, kind of some old classic stuff that everyone knows. So just kind of a bit of everything. So let's just kind of jump right in and share some of the cool music here. One CD I do want to share, because again, you guys heard me mention so many times about how I'm getting into these deluxe CDs. And so I did find another one here, which is Bob Marley's and the Wailers' Exodus. And of course, you guys know all about that album, so I don't need to say anything about it. But another great find there from the CD side. I do have one box set I want to show. And this is Aretha Franklin, Atlantic Records, the 1960s collection. And as you can see there, it kind of gives you an idea about the albums that are on or in this set. You know, again, a lot of classic albums you're probably pretty familiar with. Maybe the one that you might not be is the rarities from the 60s, which is basically, it has like one or two demos on there and mostly kind of all outtakes, that type of thing. So, but yeah, just kind of some of Aretha's classic albums there. A very basic set, no extra booklet or anything like that. It's really just kind of, here's some nice pressings of the albums. Just give you an idea, I'm not going to take every single one of them out. But you know, just all of Aretha's early classic stuff. Nice 180 gram vinyl. They all sound pretty darn good. Well, I've listened to two of them so far, and the pressings sound really good. And it's really cool too that they, you know, stuck them all with the original Atlantic labels, is what I was trying to say. And each one of them is a little bit different, so that's kind of cool too. But yeah, really cool set. Like I said, it is pretty basic, if you will, without having all the extras and all of that. But at the same time, I think the price is also kind of reflected in that too, because it's a very inexpensive set. Especially when, again, I ordered this from Import CDs, and it's one of those things where when you bought 3 items in this particular section, it was 20% off. So that made it even more, you know, more of a great buy. So some great additional stuff to the Aretha Franklin collection. A couple of Japanese pressings here. Number 1, we have Billy Joel. This is, you know, the Greatest Hits, Volume 1 and 2. Very common album that's been around forever. Just kind of has, you know, Joel's mainstay classics. I do have an original pressing of this, which is in pretty good condition, but I had the opportunity to get this Japanese pressing, so definitely wanted to pick that up as kind of an upgrade. And let me mention that too, because I've had a few people that have left messages for me down below, and I think I mentioned this in another video, but you know, I really hate that YouTube has taken away the private message option that we used to have, because there's been people that have been asking me about, you know, wanting to trade for some of these things I'm purging out of my collection. And you know, one really cool person wanted to send me some VCLT and all of that, but it's just kind of, it's a little bit more difficult to get each other personal information, you know, especially in my case, without having the private message thing. So I just wanted to say, my eBay page is the exact same username as my username here. So if you want to shoot me a message, even if it's just, you know, once or twice, where we can get each other's personal information, where we can, you know, regular email or whatever, go to my eBay page and shoot me an email there. And again, if you're someone that I kind of know in the VC, that I've, you know, shared comments with back and forth and know who you are, no problem. If I don't know you at all, well, then I'm, you know, maybe still hesitant or have to figure out who you are before I actually start giving you information and blah blah blah. But yeah, for those of you that I communicate with all the time, you comment on my videos all the time and everything else, you know, I kind of know who you are or whatever. So shoot me a message there. Because a lot of these things even I have today, you know, I do have some very nice copies I'm going to be getting rid of. And typically I put those on eBay to sell. So if anyone here in the VC, if you go to my eBay page and see something you want, email me or whatever else. Again, tell me some things you have for trade or whatever else, because I will gladly take it down off of eBay and, you know, and do a trade with whomever that I know in the VC. All right. So moving right along. Magic Sam's Blues Band, Black Magic. This was one of those times when I opened up the box when it came in, and I did one of those, oh, because I was so happy to get this. One of my favorite blues albums, definitely one of my favorite blues artists. You know, it's kind of right there with Howlin' Wolf, Muddy Waters, B.B. King, and Magic Sam. Like those are my four boys right there. And this is Black Magic, definitely my favorite album by him. And I just love the way he does his blues. You know, I love the groove that he puts into it. I love that he kind of mixes soul and blues together. It's not all just kind of as down home, if you will, as Muddy Waters, or Howlin' Wolf, that type of thing. And he just does what he does and does it well. And my favorite song off of this album is What Have I Done Wrong? That's a great song to check out to get a good feel for what Magic Sam can do. So yeah, I was so happy to get this, especially a Japanese pressing. I was just very excited about that one. And again, I do have a copy of this. Matter of fact, I think this is listed on eBay right now. So if someone, again, kind of let me know. Bob Skaggs, Silk Degrees. I'm sure you guys know this one inside and out. This is another one I'm just kind of replacing a regular copy I have. And this is my boy right here. The song Dirty Low Down is just one that I never ever get tired of. Actually, it's not Dirty Low Down, it's just Low Down. But yeah, I love it. But Bob gets his groove on in this album, boy. I tell you. So, another great piece. A couple of MOFI pressings I picked up. You guys know that classic. Jefferson Airplane. Surrealistic Pillow. Very nice MOFI pressing, 2 LP set. And got this the other day too, and as soon as I got it, I was like, oh, I really want to listen to that now, because it's just an awesome psychedelic album. But then I couldn't get myself to open it yet, so I pulled out the copy I have and I listened to that one the other day as well. Collectors, man, we got issues, man, I tell you. But I couldn't bring myself to open it yet, so I just listened to my other copy. But I figure if I sell my other copy, then it'll force me to open this one. So, big time issues. And of course, Derek and the Dominoes, Layla. Again, another nice MOFI pressing, 2 LP set there. Had some good luck with these too, because just my last video, I think I showed the Japanese CD I found of this not too long ago. So had some good luck with Layla over the past couple weeks. Next here, Orange Juice. And this is the album Rip It Up. Don't know if you guys are familiar with this or not. There's the guy who runs a store that's about an hour and a half or so away from me here, what kind of a town I go to from work sometimes. One of the things that he always does, kind of ticks me off in a joking, funny, buddy way, is that he'll bring in stuff from his personal collection and play it all the time. So you're sitting in the store and you'll be listening to this stuff and you're like, oh man, that's awesome. Who is that? And he's like, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, that's good stuff. You look at the cover, like, how much is it? Oh, it's not for sale, man. It's like, dude, you gotta stop bringing in and playing great stuff and then telling us it's not for sale. And this was one of the ones that he did that with one day. Again, he's just jamming it, and I'm like, who is that? I'm looking at the cover, and he shows like, how much is it? It's not for sale. So I went out, and I didn't went out actually. I just finally stumbled across one myself. But Orange Juice, led by Edwin Collins. Most people probably recognize him more so if you don't know him at all. I think, was that late 80s or early 90s? I think it was early 90s when he had that song, A Girl Like You, Empire Records. If you remember that movie, it was on that soundtrack. That's kind of one of the bigger songs I remember by him. But this is kind of some of his earlier stuff with this band called Orange Juice. Really cool band. Definitely a band that was kind of into it was the 80s post-punk thing, because this is 1982, but what he basically did was, it's a little more, it has a little more like kind of reggae elements into it, some almost kind of some places jazzy, more influences, but it's still doing kind of a post-punk type of thing, very 80s. So of just a really, really great album to listen to. So make sure you kind of check it out. It doesn't sound the exact same, but the feeling that I got from when I first heard it, if you remember the song Message to Rudy by the Specials, that kind of feel thing, if that makes sense. But yeah, great new band to discover and really, really awesome album there. Highly recommend that. Maxophone, another, I think that's how you pronounce it, another really good band that I discovered. And I guess you probably haven't heard of them too much because I believe this was the only really studio album they ever put out, 1975, I think. But this is just a progressive rock band from, I want to say Italy. I thought I remember reading that. And is it, yeah, Italy or France? I think Italy. Anyway, but yeah, it's just kind of some really cool progressive rock stuff. I would almost say take like some Yes, but make it a little more on the folky hippie side, if that's like that kind of progressive rock. And it's all in a foreign language I can't understand. I'm assuming Italian. I don't know, but but yeah, really cool album. So another great piece to the progressive rock collection. Because I kind of mentioned, I forgot who it was that asked me that question about like what I was looking to kind of dive more into and what I've been looking for more, and it was kind of the psychedelic progressive rock side of things, and then also the more classical R&B type of stuff. So this was actually a good score with that because some new psychedelic stuff, and then kind of diving into some of the more classic R&B stuff that I wanted to kind of get more into. And this is Don Hathaway live, which is a very nice set there. Nice music on vinyl pressing, which is also cool. But yeah, this is just Don Hathaway live performance. It was actually recorded at 2 different places, but really cool stuff. Favorite song off of here is definitely Little Ghetto Boy. And of course, if you listen to that, the first thing, if you haven't heard it before, you'll probably think is, oh, that's a note-for-note sample of Little Ghetto Boy off of Dr. Dre's The Chronic. And it was a direct sample from Don Hathaway here. So really, really cool stuff there. 2 more pieces here. On, I guess it was Cyber Monday, you know, Import CDs is a place I like to order a lot of stuff from. I was just browsing around on there, and they had some things that were marked way down. And this bad boy right here that I had been needing for so long was marked all the way down to $10 with free shipping. And I was like, oh, heck yes. So nice 2 LP set, Priest Live. For only $10, I'll take that any day. And been needing this one for a while, too, so I was really glad to get it. You know, just Priest doing the live thing. And if there's one thing I typically do not like when it comes to vinyl, or just at records in general, I mean albums, it's I don't like a lot of live albums. You know, most live albums to me, they lose something, and I just don't like them. But one band that seems to always defy that is Judas Priest. Every time they do something live, it always takes what they're doing and it actually turns it up a notch. Nothing gets lost. There's so much more that's added when Priest goes live. They get like heavier. Sometimes they get a little bit faster. They get a little more brutal. They get a little more low end added in with all their live recordings. And all of a sudden, it's just like all these songs that were so freaking awesome just gain so much more punch on their live recordings. You know, there's all kind of examples with that. You can look at stuff like Another Thing Coming, you know, off of this, or Living After Midnight. I mean, the original studio versions are awesome, but the live versions take it up a notch. You go to Live in Japan, you know, same thing. A song like I don't know, so many things off of there. I'm just kind of going brain dead thinking about but yeah, I mean, it's just, that's just what Priest does. So very, very happy to get that in my collection. And last but not least, Blue Oyster Cult. Spectators here. And this is one I picked up too. I mean, I have a decent copy of this, but I mean, this one was just so minty mint. I could not resist when I saw it in the store. So I kind of picked this up as a replacement copy. But fantastic album. A very good mixture on here too. I mean, Blue Oyster Cult was always kind of a band depending on what phase you caught them in. You know, they were kind of all over the place. But this one is kind of nice because it has, you know, Godzilla, which is, you know, Godzilla. You guys know that song. But it also has like some very slow ballady type stuff, like I Love the Night, which is one of my favorite songs by them. Then there's also one or two things on here that's very garage rock type of stuff that, what was the name of that one song? I'm totally going brain dead now. I need to go eat. That's what it is. Is it MOFI? I can't. I'm getting screwed up on which title it is, but it's a song that almost sounds like something you could pick up and put on like the Zombies or something, or even like a Monkeys type of album. Or it's just like it's just a really cool garage rock kind of track, but just a really great album. So anyway, those are the new finds. As always, let me know what you think. This weekend, I'm going to go in and do a couple more, well, at least one, Ask Mr. Hall of Fame video. So I'm going to kind of get back to answer some of your questions. But yeah, I hope you guys had a great week. Hope you have an awesome weekend. And as always, VC, we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, guys.